it's Amy, and I am here today to do my first quarter TBR. If you were with me last year, you know that the way I did my TBR, instead of doing a monthly TBR, I did a quarterly TBR, so every 3 months I would pick out a few books to put on my shelf to read over the next 3 months, and that worked really well for me. It gave me a place to go to, and it also gave me the freedom to pick up, mood reading, and I really enjoyed that. And I'm going to continue doing that this year. The only thing I'm going to do a little bit different is I am only going to have 6 books on my TBR for the quarter, and those 6 books are going to specifically come off of my growing ridiculous amount of unread books on my shelf that is behind the camera. It's getting a little out of control, and so one of my goals is to get that down by half for the year, and so if I read at least 6 every 3 months, then I should get that about halfway done by the end of the year. And with that, I am using my TBR jar that has different criteria, different things like read a male author, read a hardback, read a YA, read historical fiction, etc., that I made last year, and I added a few other ones to the jar this year, and so I picked 6, and I picked 6 books to go along with that. But before I get to the 6 that are going up there, I have 2 books that I started reading last year that are going to go up on the shelf. And so without further ado, let's get to the TBR. And the first book that I am currently rereading, and that is Tamara Alexander's To Whisper Her Name. This is the first book in the Bellmead Plantation series set. So I'm looking forward to continuing on in this story. And the second book is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the illustrated edition. I am almost halfway through, and I'm absolutely loving this. It's so fun, and I did not let myself look at the illustrations so I can experience them new as I'm reading, and I'm really enjoying it. So I want to finish this really soon. Getting on to the books that are on my unread TBR shelf, and the first thing that I drew out of my TBR jar was to read a graphic novel, and I just so happened to get a graphic novel for Christmas from Sam from Sam's Nonsense, and she gave me the Doctor Who Revolutions of Terror. This is the first edition in the David Tennant series, and I started it, and I'm really enjoying it. It is so fun, and I want to finish that. So this will fulfill the graphic novel challenge. The next challenge that I drew was to read a hardback book, and the book that I chose for that is On the Other Side by Carrie Hope Fletcher. She is a British author and YouTuber, and I got this when I was in Scotland, and I started it, but I didn't finish it. I got like 18 pages into it. And this story is about this girl, Evie, who has passed away or something, and she can't fit through her door, and so she has to go on this journey to fit through her door. And so there's a lot of magical realism in it, and I've heard mixed things about this story, and so I'm looking forward to forming my own opinion on this one. So that is On the Other Side by Carrie Hope Fletcher, and it will fulfill a hardback challenge. The next challenge that I drew was to read a book with blue on the cover, and the book that I chose for that is A Story Keeper by Lisa Wingate, and this is about this book agent, and she gets this manuscript on her desk, and she really loves it, and so she goes in search of the author, and it just sounds like a really good mystery, and seems like there's gonna be some twists in there, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. This has been on my shelf. I believe I got this in 2014 at the RT Book Lovers Convention, and so it's about time that I read this book. And then the next challenge that I drew was to read a book with yellow on the cover, and I'm so excited about this one. I got this for Christmas from my Secret Santa, and it is Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell, and I've heard amazing things about this series from Sam from Sam's Nonsense, and I don't really know what it's about. The thing that really intrigued me about it was Sam says it's like, it's a heist. So it's, it's 3 Musketeers meets something. I can't remember what she says, but it just sounds like one of those stories that I am just going to fall in love with. So I'm really looking forward to reading this book. And the next challenge that I drew was to read a young adult novel, and the one that I chose is Everything, Everything by Nicola Yoon, and I have heard amazing things about this. It's about a girl that is allergic to everything, and she meets a boy, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. I've heard great things about it, and I think it's about time that I actually pick this book up. And the last challenge that I drew was continue on in a series, and the book that I chose for this, and I'm so excited, that is Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch. This is the second book in the Gentleman Bastard series, the first book being Lies of Locke Lamora, and I absolutely loved the Lies of Locke Lamora. It was my favorite book of 2017, so I am so excited to continue on in this series, and so excited. So I cannot wait to pick this book up. Okay, so this is my TBR for the first quarter, so January, February, and March. I will obviously be reading more books than this, but this gives me about 2 books a month that I need to read off of this shelf, and I think that's completely doable and still be able to read other things, to go to the library, and so I'm very excited about this TBR. I think it's going to be great. So let me know down below if you have some suggestions on which book I should pick up first, and let me know what you are reading in the month of January, guys, and I hope you're having a great reading month, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye!